What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of the RPO College Football Podcast. I'm the humble host, Jerome Jones, and I got my man, the myth, the legend. You know who he is, Mr. Ray Roberts. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, Jerome. How are you?
I'm good, man. Good, man. We finally got some college football news. I'm very excited to get into it. How you feeling right now? Because we do have some time away from football. It's officially the dead period. Not even hockey's out right now. So, are you feeling anxious right now about getting to the season, man?
Yes, because all I hear is really, honestly, like you said, it is a dead period right now. You don't hear a lot of anything about anything.
Correct.
So, I mean, it's really like, but you know what's going to happen. Get to the end of July, then people are going to be going crazy. So,
No, 100%.
like a 2-3 week of when there isn't going to be too much happening either in college or pro. I mean, there's some recruiting still going on, just like in the NFL or some free agents still out there to get there that you can get if you're interested. But right now it's like I think most players, teams, coaches are like they're just using this period to recharge for the season. So
definitely. No, and I agree. And I think this is the time where everything's gonna kind of ramp up as far as like some kind of recruiting next week. So make sure you check that out because there's gonna be some commits coming in the next week and a half. So it's gonna be a little news, and then it's gonna die off again until the actual season starts. But before we get into our first topics, talking about recruiting, make sure you guys look at right there at the bottom where you see that QR code. Make sure you hit that QR code, follow us and everything like that on our all socials. And you can definitely like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. That helps us out. Really appreciate y'all doing that. Hit that notification bell so you can know we go live. And you can picture your name in here. Put your comment in here and put it on the screen like user down there. And user says, I'm not sure who you is. I'm going to check you out in a second who you are. But it says 2022 recruiting is about to wrap up. Yes, it is. 2023 actually. That recruiting class is about to wrap up. I hear what you're saying though. It's definitely about to get that ramping up, and it's going to be very interesting. And then most of these kids that are not committing now, they're probably going to commit either during the season, which doesn't happen a lot, and after season. So you're going to see some things moving around. Let's get right into our first topic. Our first topic is talking about recruiting, and that is Mr. Arch Manning. Let me get to it. Mr. Arch Manning committing to Texas. Now, if you don't know who Arch Manning is, that is the nephew of Peyton and Eli Manning.
Correct. Nephew, right? He is Cooper's son, who was the oldest brother, who did play very competitive as a wide receiver, was going to go to Ole Miss and then got injured his junior or his senior year in high school and never got to play college football. So.
No, 100%. And I think that that's going to be – and that is Remy, by the way, on our screen right now. What's up, Remy? Thank you for being on. He says, of course, he's an Ohio State fan. But he says, like the receivers committing to Ohio State. Remy, I'm going to say I 100% agree. Although I do not like Ohio State, I think that their receiving core is just good right now. So I think it's crazy how they keep replenishing that position.
I mean, honestly, besides for Alabama, they recruit wide receivers as good as anybody in the country. So they're right there with Alabama every year. There's 2 or 3 guys just looking to take the place of the last 2 or 3 guys. So yeah,
definitely 100%. So Chris says, "What's up, Chris? Thanks for being in here. I appreciate you, man." He says, "Manning and Ewers, Texas needed this, dude. Yeah, they got 2 good receivers, 2 good quarterbacks going to that team, right? What is your take on Archie going to Texas?"
I think that I'm a little surprised he didn't go to an SEC team. I am, because his grandfather and both of his uncles did. But I guess it just shows, like, with Peyton going to Tennessee instead of Ole Miss, that maybe he wants to carve out his own stone, which is always good. So,
No, 100%. And I think, like you said, I do like the fact that and we said this before last week. These kids are making their own decisions, and they're going to places that they want to, not only just going to somewhere that the family is tied into and things like that. I do like that about it. I do like that the kids are making their own decision. Chris also says LSU, Alabama, and Ohio State wide receiver U. Yeah.
LSU has been very good at recruiting wide receivers, but not at the depth of Ohio State or Alabama.
Yeah. LSU been on a kind of dead period the last couple of years, but I do agree with they. The last one was Terrence Marshall, and I'm messing up. I'm thinking about. I forgot about Chase and Jefferson. Yeah, they got some guys. I mean, yeah. There was a little period that they didn't have nobody, like between George Landry and Odell.
Right. Well, the thing is, between Jefferson and like the guys you have there now, the kid for Cincinnati who's there now, and like they've had some good players there the last few years, but before that, it was nothing special.
Yeah.
We're talking about Alabama and Ohio State for the last 10 years have been like
Definitely
the team when it comes to wide receivers, really. So.
No, I agree.
I mean, Notre Dame has had some decent receivers too the last few years, but not at that level. So
100%. Remy says Ray, being a Notre Dame guy, they've been feasting off of recruits from Ohio. Didn't expect that. They've been feasting on just players in general. Remy, I'm sorry, they just taking everybody.
You also have to remember that Marcus Freeman is an Ohio State kid who grew up in Ohio, so that probably helps him a little bit there.
I mean, he just stole one of the best quarterbacks in Michigan, man. I can't even talk, man. They doing their thing. They really are. Chris says technically he did go to a SEC school.
Correct. That was the other point I was going to bring up. That could help Texas down the road.
Texas, yeah.
To enter the SEC. That's a good point.
Yeah.
My only thing about it is that, like, is Texas going to be really good? I don't know they're going to be really good. I don't think they're going to be SEC good. I don't. So we'll see.
Yeah. Remy says, I wouldn't be shocked if he goes to Texas for a year, make his money, then transfer to Ole Miss or somewhere else. NIL deals are wild. There's the only reason that I can think he's going there with Quinn Edwards going there. I don't 100% agree with that, only because Quinn is starting this year and Archie is going to be there next year. So that means Archie can actually redshirt next year, and then the year after that, he could probably start. So, Ray, you want to?
It's funny though, Jerome. That is a really good point, though, because what happens if he goes to Texas and he has a really good year, and he does make a lot of NIL money, and then someone from another team says, you know what, we can make you even more money down here. That would be very interesting. That would really.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not discrediting it at all, but I don't think it strictly means that since there's another good quarterback there that he's gonna necessarily just stay leave.
I don't get the feeling. I know I don't want to come off like the man who's holier than thou. I don't. Yeah. But I don't think money is usually a factor in what they do. I just don't think it. So not as much as with other people, because I mean, they all have money, they all, have a football background. Mm-hmm. I think I just think a lot of it is that he didn't want to go to Tennessee or Ole Miss because he figured that's already been done. Let me go to Texas.
He said, Chris says he's a Manning. NIL deals will come with him.
Correct.
I 100% agree, and that's a really good point. That is a really good point.
It is a good point.
Very good point.
It is a good point because, again, money. His last name is Manning. I mean, here's what people need to remember. And
even Cooper's making money now, man.
I have seen him play some games in high school, and he's really talented. Yeah. But he's a talented athlete too, which is really kind of surprising, even though his father was a wide receiver. But when you think about Eli and Peyton, you don't think athlete. You think passers, which is fine. But again, the thing is about him is that, like, he started high school on the same high school team that his uncles did not start as a freshman.
Yeah.
So
Remy says Ewers will start at least 2 years before the NFL. Yeah, so this year would be his first year starting. Then next year he have another year under his belt. So then the following year, then that's when Archie Manning can come in. So Archie Manning can redshirt 2023, and then 2024 will be his first year. So yeah, I mean, and you might be right, Remy. You might be 100% right. I don't know. I don't know what's in their heads, but I do like what Chris said about he's gonna get that money anyway. So, it is what it is. But do you think that he's a good fit in Texas, or you think that he would have been better at maybe a different location, right?
I think he's a talented enough kid that if you wanted to run zone read, he's athletic enough to do that. He has enough arm strength to throw the ball and push it downfield enough. I mean, I think he kind of, and then it's going to kind of fits any offense you really want to put him in. Plus, you would assume that he's probably intelligent and knows football inside and out. So I think he kind of fits any offense you want to put him in. I don't know about Texas. I'm just not. I don't get a good feel for them. I don't think they're going to be that good. And
I will say that. I will say this: with the two quarterbacks being there, though, they are starting to recruit some good names. Though they just got the wide receiver today. Let me see, what's his name again? Jonte Cooks. He's a 5-star receiver. They just got him today. So, I mean, it's drawing in other players, and these receivers are noticing it. He's starting to get some good receivers. So, I think it's gonna work in the long run. Immediate success, probably not, honestly, but we'll see. I mean, hey, man, they about to go into the SEC like we talk about, and I think it's good for their brand. I think it's gonna be good for the brand. They got SEC on their name now. They got two highly ranked quarterbacks now committed there. I think it's good for them. It's good for them. You about to say something, right?
No, I think it's good for them too. I just don't think it's going to be anything that's going to help them this year. I think they're not even, for me, they're not a top 25 team. So
definitely. All right. So with that being said, now that makes Texas now the number 2 ranked spot in recruiting right now, over jumping your team, Notre Dame. Now Notre Dame just got Carr, who's I think that's 2024 though, so that don't.
That doesn't count for next year. That's why that really doesn't help their ranking for next year.
Yeah. So, Ray, do you think that is warranted for them? Them being number 2 and Notre Dame now being number 3?
I think it's close, but yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Texas has done a good job recruiting this year. I think Notre Dame has done a really good job this year. I think Alabama, Ohio State always do good jobs recruiting every year. So, I mean, Arch Manning was a big committal. He was.
Yeah. 100%. Who is number 1 again? I seen it earlier. I just know that I remember Texas went to number 2. Who was number 1? Was it it wasn't Ohio State, was it?
I think it may have been Ohio State.
Yeah.
I think Oregon's 5, Alabama's 4. Yeah. Ohio State is 1, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They recruit well every year, man. That's why they're Ohio State.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to necessarily like a team to give them credit. I mean, except for Penn State, I really don't like any Big Ten teams, to be honest with you.
I got my Michigan team, but other than that,
I
don't hate Penn State either because they was close.
I don't hate any team. The only teams in college football, I think I told you this before, I hate USC. Always have, always will.
That's gonna be interesting when we do our top 25, if you rank them. Let's see.
We'll be there. But yeah.
Chris says Texas is getting Manning. It could be a good sign to hopefully sway talent to commit to the program, like Jerome said. Remember, all it takes is one. God, Chris, why you had to do that to me? I know Michigan's recruiting is terrible right now. Me and Ray was talking about it off screen. I'm not gonna talk about it too much because we might have a podcast next week talking about recruiting almost exclusively because there's gonna be a lot of recruiting going down next week. But yeah, I know Michigan is doing terrible right now. We just had a huge decommitment. Our a 5-star linebacker literally just decommitted from Michigan. It's heartbreaking. Thank you, Chris, for rubbing it in my face once again. It's okay. It's okay. It's all about the coaching, man. You gotta coach these kids, man. It's not all about the stars. I'm trying to make myself.
No, I agree with that. And sometimes the recruiting has a little bit too much to do with the coach too. So
yeah. Anyway, we're gonna get off of that before I start crying. But yeah, I think that's some good stuff right there. And we're gonna get to our next topic, guys, and that's gonna be our main topic for today. It's gonna be the top 25 teams, the preseason teams. We're doing our own rankings. It's gonna be fun. I'm really excited to see what Ray got. So the first 25, and let me get to this comment real quick. 13th in the Big Ten, only in front of Indiana. Chris, stop! Leave me alone. Thank you, Chris, for being in the comment section. I do appreciate it. It's unfortunate, like the two guys that are in the comment section right now are both Ohio State guys. Ironic. Of course, I wanted to come here and rub it in my face. I get it. It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just cry.
I will say this though, also about Ohio State. I love the fact that Ryan Day has kept his mouth shut over all this NIL stuff.
Yeah,
I'll give him a lot of credit for that, man, because he is the one team in the Big Ten where this stuff could hurt him a little bit because of the NIL. But I think that unlike the coaches in the SEC who want to be crybabies, he's not being a crybaby. So,
Chris, I know you was giving facts, while you was also trying to rip my heart out.
We always like facts here, Chris.
Alrighty. All right, let's do our rankings, man. So me and Ray got our own rankings. These are not AP rankings. These are not, anybody else's rankings. This is strictly me and Ray's rankings. What we personally think these teams should be in our top 25. I will say this: I think our top 3 are going to be very similar, honestly. But we're going to see how it goes, man. And I'm curious to see the bottom guy for Ray, because honestly, I think that me and his bottom 5 to 8 are probably going to be completely different, honestly. But I'm very curious to see what he says. I put some good thought into this. I didn't strictly go into I did it based on history and a little bit based on who they got still. A lot of it mattered by quarterbacks and then the players around the quarterbacks, honestly. So very curious to see what you say, Ray. So let's kind of blaze through the first 10 real quick. And then the top 15, we're gonna kind of discuss it a little longer. Before I get to that, Chris says, which team in your top 5 has the potential to be this year Cincinnati? So let's get through our list real quick, and then we'll get to that question, Chris. So at number 25, Ray, who do you have?
I have Penn State.
Ooh, okay. I'm happy you had him on 25 because I have him as well. Have him slightly higher than that. But all right, cool.
I would too if they didn't have Joe Clifford at quarterback. So
I agree.
Go ahead. So you have 25.
25, I had Cincinnati. Simply because they lost a lot. They got a lot of talent. They lost a lot of talent, and I don't know how good they're gonna be without that talent, because this is one of those teams that was top 5, but a lot of those players that made them top 5 are not there anymore. So I do like their coach. I do like some of the players they still have, but I'm very curious on how they're gonna be. Curious to see if you have them in your top 25. I think you would, though, right?
I do. I have them not real high, but way higher than you do. So
okay, all right.
At number 20, at 24, I have Houston.
Okay, I got Houston higher than you.
Okay.
Interesting. All right, when we get to it, we'll kind of discuss that. I got LSU at 24. I think I felt like I had to put them in my top 25. But not even that high into it. I just think they're going to be a lot better. I like Brennan. I do like him. I think they're going to be better with some of their players, and they got some good returning people. So
I don't have them in my top 25. It's funny. We just talked about teams that I hate. I can grow. Think that I could grow a real dislike for LSU, but I don't have them in the top 25. So,
Chris, you just said the most important players on their team, they lost. They'll be fine. Their quarterback, their wide receivers, and their D backs.
I do like the quarterback that they have on the team right now, though. But again, I have them in my top 20. So, okay. I don't think they're going to fall off the face of the earth, but I think they're not going to be as good as they were last year, of course.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. All right. 23, right? Who you got?
I have Pittsburgh at number 23.
Okay. I have them higher. Higher.
I did like Keaton Slovis. Hopefully, playing in a more pro-style offense at Pittsburgh, hopefully it revitalizes what he was 2 years ago. But we'll see. And Pittsburgh was a pretty good team last year, but they again lost a decent amount of talent. So
I agree. All right. Next team I got. I think you have them in your 25, but it's a possibility you also don't. I have them kind of low on my 25, which I honestly think they could get in the teens. I got Texas right here. I just think they can be better right now, and they're still kind of young. We'll see how they do.
I don't have Texas in my top 25.
I didn't think you did. I honestly didn't think you did. We kind of discussed some of the stuff we discussed before. Kind of hinted to some of the stuff, so we'll get to that later. All right, 22. Who you got, Ray?
Arkansas.
I had them a little bit higher.
Like KJ Jefferson, a very athletic quarterback.
Yeah.
I think that I like Sam Pittman, their head coach. I think he's a good, smart coach. I like Arkansas. I think they're a pretty athletic team. So,
yeah. Chris says ACC is a shell of itself, so Slovis could rise. I agree. That's why I have him a little bit higher. I do agree with that.
I mean, if I have more faith in Slovis being what he was 2 years ago, I may have him a little bit higher too. But right now, I just want to see him get his feet back on the run, to be honest with you. So.
Definitely. At number 22, I got Penn State right there. Not too much further from you, Ray. I think Penn State, I think their defense is going to be really good this year. I think their running backs, they're going to lean on their running back. I think Noah Cain's going to.
What's funny, if they had KJ Jefferson at quarterback instead of Sean Clifford, I'd probably have him in the top.
Oh, my goodness. And really, Ray, that's the only reason I have
it is. Roster-wise, they're a similar roster.
Yeah.
Pretty fairly athletic, kind of physical up front. But again, I'd rather have KJ Jefferson than I think he's a more athletic player.
I agree.
Not to kill Sean Clifford, but the kid is just he's not good. Sorry.
Yeah. All right, 21, who you got?
I have Kentucky.
They,
on the other hand, have Will Levis at quarterback, who looks like he could be a rising stud.
Yeah. I have them a little bit higher, not too much. Just so actually, I'm about to discuss them real soon. But at 21, I actually have Baylor right here. I see your comment, Chris. I'm gonna get to it in a second. I got Baylor here. I think they're gonna be a good team. I think I don't ever trust Pac-12 teams like that. So I always have my rankings a little bit lower on those type of teams, except for like one team which I got pretty high. But I think that I like Baylor. I think they had a good solid team last year, and I think they can build off of that this year.
I have them in my top 15, so yeah, I agree with it. I think they're a good solid team. So
Chris says Sean Clifford or Shea Patterson, who you want running the ball in 2-minute drill? I'll let you start with that.
I'm going to say don't put either one of them on the field. Let them be like, man, that's bad. That's
all right. Gun to the head. Gun to the head.
Unathletic, stiff, and a scatterbrain. You decide which one you want.
Gun to the head, Ray. Who you got? Gun to the head.
Wow. I guess
I really.
Yeah.
I see. For me, I think I would take Patterson because it's athletic ability. But that's why I let you go first because
I think he's a more athletic player. I just think Sean Clifford. Neither one of them are passers, but Clifford at times looks okay.
He looks stiff to me sometimes.
No, he's really stiff, and he does need a running game. But really, if you go to Michigan and Penn State, you expect to have a running game. So
yeah. And then he says, option C, Tanner Morgan. Tanner Morgan all day. Without a doubt. I don't think that's close.
It's not really close.
It's not close. No. Even though Tanner Morgan had been supporting me the last 2 years, it's not close. I don't think that's close.
Here's the difference. It's with Tanner Morgan, it's up and down. It's up and down. Up and down. It's up and down. It's up and down. With Clifford, it's more like he's okay for a month, and then for 2 weeks he's really bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Shea Patterson is week to week.
Yeah.
1 week good, 1 week bad. 1 week good, 1 week bad. 1 week good, 1 week bad. So it's hard. I think that Morgan has more of an upside, especially at the next level. So we'll see.
I agree. All right, let's get to our next one. Number 20, who you got, Ray?
I have Miami.
Miami?
I have the Hurricane.
I was thinking about putting them in my top 25. I didn't. I left them just off.
I think they're a fairly athletic team. I think that Tyler Van Dyke, again, is a guy who could be a guy. And I think Mario Cristobal is a big improvement over the head coach they had last year. So
definitely. Also, Divs on interviewing Tanner at the Senior Bowl. If he goes to the Senior Bowl, but you got it, Chris. You got it, man. All right, somebody's a Tanner Morgan fan, I guess.
I actually like him a little bit, but again, he is very inconsistent. So
very inconsistent, yeah. I at number 20, I got Iowa. Actually, when I was doing this, I think I got them a little bit too low, honestly. I kept going back and forth with them. I like Iowa a lot. They really impressed me last year, and I think they're gonna really. This is another team that I think they can be a lot higher on this list by mid-season, honestly. Because Iowa's a very consistent team.
They are, but I don't have them in my top 25. So
you don't? Okay. All right, 19, sir.
19, I have Tennessee. Like Josh Hooper, their coach, and I like Hendon Hooker, their quarterback. So I'm a fan. I'm a fan of them two guys. So I do. I would have them rated a little bit higher if they had a better defense. To be honest with you, though.
Right. Great minds think alike. Number 19, Tennessee.
There you
go. There you go. We both got it. All right. All right. Number 18, Ray. I know we're not gonna get this one right because Wisconsin,
number 18.
I don't have them ranked actually. I do like them. I don't have.
I do like Graham Martz, their quarterback, and I like Paul Chryst, their head coach. I think they're both good quarterback, good coach combination. I think they're a physical team. Again, if their defense was a little bit better, just a little bit, you know.
No, I agree. I want to see how they do with the quarterback position. I do. But they want to be. They would be one of the teams I probably would have shuffled into my top 25 somewhere. But yeah, number 18, I actually have Kentucky here. I really like Will Levis. I think that he's going to be the one to kind of take them far, and I like the players that he got around him. They're not, I mean, obviously they're not world beaters, but they really good players, and when you got a good quarterback, it elevates the play. So
yeah, Mark Stoops is a good play caller. I think they're a good solid team. Yeah.
Chris asked who's carrying the ball for Wisconsin. That's a good question. Actually, I don't remember.
That is a good question, dude. Wisconsin running backs.
Chris, when I get a chance, I'll look it up and we'll let you know. All right, number 17. Who you got, Ray?
I have Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma, okay. I got them higher.
Spencer Sanders. I'm a fan. I could have ranked him a little bit higher, maybe, but I probably wouldn't have gotten any farther than 15 with them. So, you know.
Okay. Respect. I got them higher. I like them, Ray. And it's something about that team this year that I think they're gonna take that next step. So I got them a little bit higher, not too much. I think like 4 spots higher. I kind of spoiled it just now, but what I say, 17? It's 17, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, 17. I have Arkansas right here. And the reason why I have Arkansas here because I like them. They always like I love their running style. I love how good they are with the running and sticking to it. My only problem is that Arkansas always disappoints me every year. Every time it feel like every time I say something about Arkansas and I want to praise them, they do something like dumb or they have these close like the games that they're supposed to win. They're close wins. So I don't
So
know if they.
you don't want to be like what Utah, like you're just a jinx for them, do you? Like,
You're right. I actually have Utah actually way higher than I thought I was going to have them on this ranking. So I'm curious where you're going to have them. And now again. I'm not. I told you guys I really like Utah, and I hope I'm not jinxing them by having them this high on my list. But I really like them this year. I might have it might be something on this list, right, that might surprise you. How I have the teams.
Chris asked you about Wisconsin running backs.
Yeah,
Braylon Allen.
Braylon Allen. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah, I kind of did too. Forgot about the kid averaged almost 7 yards a carry last year with 12 touchdowns. So
yeah, he's
you might want to remember about him. You know.
Wow, man. Now I'm regretting not putting him on my top 25. Oh man,
I've seen him ranked anywhere from 20 to 15, depending on whose rank you're looking at.
Chris says, "I feel you, CEO. I feel the same way about TCU. Oh, you like TCU? Okay, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, they got some good. TCU always gets some a couple of guys in the NFL that I really like. Let's go to number 16. Who you got?
I have Wake Forest at 16.
Wake Forest would just got at 26 for me. They just missed the 25 for me.
I like Sam Hartman, their quarterback. I think he's a good, smart player. I just think, again, they were a good, solid defense last year. I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, I do too. I just have them just outside. I couldn't pick them over Cincinnati. I just couldn't. It just felt wrong. I just couldn't. I'm sorry. I kind of felt like I got Cincinnati at 25. I kind of felt like I should have had them off the list, but I was literally struggling with 25 and being them and what's called it. All right. My 16. I got Houston here. I got them a little bit higher than you, Ray. I like Houston. I think they're gonna be a very surprise team. People don't know about Houston like that, but they've been producing talent lately, Ray. They really have, and I like what they're doing over there. I think the reason I don't have them that high is because they're a conference, man. I mean, they don't really play nobody, so
that's the problem with them. And I do like Clayton Tuna, their quarterback. I think he's a good solid player. I think their defense is horrible, though.
I think they're gonna be better. They wasn't that good last year, but I think they're gonna be better this year. It's just that conference, man. But if their defense look like they did last year in that conference, I'm gonna regret putting them that high. For sure.
Yeah.
All right.
15. I have Cincinnati.
Whoa, way higher. Woo. Yeah. Way higher.
Okay. Raiders, their quarterback. Of course, I like Luke Fickell, their coach. I think he's very good. I think we'll find enough balance in his defense. They did lose a lot of their secondary and their defense, but like I said,
I forgot they lost on Jerome Ford too.
Yeah. So they've lost a decent amount of talent, but I do have faith that Fickell will get it done, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So.
Yeah, I know, and Fickell's the reason why I like the team. I have them ranked in here, honestly, but they lost. They lost like just as much as like what team I'm trying to think about one of the teams Georgia. They lost just well, not as much, but they lost a lot. Like Georgia lost like a whole
they lost maybe as many good players, but not quite as good as the caliber of Georgia's.
Oh yeah. I mean it like that. Yeah.
But they didn't lose. I mean, yeah, man. I'm not a big fan of their quarterback, so I don't think that they're going to miss him that much. I think if they find a good solid running game, they'll be fine.
Yeah, I think he was just good for what they needed at that time. You know.
So, no, he's a good player for them. You mean, and he's a good college quarterback. I'm not trying to take anything away from him.
Yeah.
I just think that, again, if their defense was what I think it should be, they have a solid running game, they'll be okay. So,
all right, cool. All right, so top 15 now, Ray. We can explain these a little bit more. We try to run through the first 10. All right. Number 15, who you got right there?
I have Cincinnati.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. I got Pitt right here. This is where I have Pitt. I think Pitt's gonna be a lot better. They got Slovis, like we said. They just got Addison, who's gonna help them out as a receiver. I think he's gonna be one of the best receivers in this year, honestly. I really like him. Addison. He was doing some great stuff with I was about to say Drew Lock. Oh my goodness. What's his name? I keep forgetting his name. You guys know what I'm talking about. Play for Steelers now. The only first round pick.
Pittsburgh?
Kenny Pickett. Right. Kenny Pickett. But yeah, Slovis. I just think that the only reason I don't have him even higher than that is Slovis himself, honestly. But Pitt is gonna have a better offensive line than USC had last year, because that offensive line did not help him at all. Slovis showed me some good stuff at points, because it was times when he was he started the game so down, and all of a sudden he would just come back up, but sometimes it was just way too late at the time. So I want to see how he does with some good talent around him.
I think the fact that USC's offensive line was really bad did him a lot of injustice, to be honest with you. I think he does need a good, competent offensive line in front of him, because he's not really athletic. He's just a good passer. So.
Correct. So I think that's going to bode well for him. I really would like to see down the line your top 25 coaches. That's maybe something we might do. Okay, Chris. Thanks for the tip on that. That may be something we do for the off season. You know.
You know what? If you look, we're going to go down our top, 14 teams right there. I mean, honestly, if I look at because I have the coaches in front of me of all these teams. I mean, I'll say my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My 5 top teams are easily top 5 of the top coaches in college football. So
I agree, and just hearing what you said, Ray, I think our top 5s are probably the same.
It's going to be really close. You may have one team lower or higher than the other. Yeah. The top 3 are pretty much in almost in stone. Mm-hmm. Like you could have one team 3 and one team 2, whichever you want to do, and then 4 and 5 are miss and match type of a thing. But again, I mean, I'll go through that. I look at them top 5 teams right now. They are definitely top. Some people, of course, nobody is listening to our show right now, would argue that Ryan Day is not a top 5 coach in college football. Good, so I'll just go with that. So,
I'm not gonna chime in on that one, because we got too many Ohio State fans in our chat room right now.
Well, I mean, he's not a good coach. He's done a pretty solid job. So.
No, I'll give you that. He's been doing a great thing. Real quick, I'm gonna get Chris's question in here, and he said, "What will be the worst conference this year?" Conference USA.
Worst, yes, without a doubt.
Easy.
Easy. We had teams in that the bottom half of the teams in that conference last year won between 2 and 4 games.
Yeah. Yep.
It's easy. There's no strength. There's no strength in the conference at all, except for the top 2 or 3 teams.
I agree.
Sure. So yeah.
All right, let's get to number 14. Who you got there, sir?
I have Michigan State at number 14.
Whoa, you have a lot. Well, not a lot. A few spots lower, but wow, I'm actually a little surprised in that. Honestly, and I hate Michigan State, but I got them a little.
I mean, I could have them. I could say I could move them over 11, maybe even 10, but I couldn't get them any higher than that. I mean, I think again, if I look from 9 to 14, there's similar talent. Like, I like Mel Tucker. I think if he had more athletes on offense on this team, I would have him a little bit higher. I think his defense is good. I worry about his offense. So
yeah, I agree. And I'm going to talk about it later, because I got him a little higher. So I'll chime in what you're saying after that. At 14, I got Oregon. I like what they're doing. They got some good talent there. I like the coaching staff there now. I like Oregon. I think you might have him a little higher, right? Or close.
I do have them a little higher. It's funny that you go to there, but I'll get to the point when I get to them.
Okay.
At 13, I have Oklahoma.
There you go. That's the second one.
I think Brent Venables is a good defensive mind, and I hope he turns out to be a good head coach because I really like him a lot. Mm-hmm. And I like Dylan Gabriel. I think he's a good functional college quarterback. I think it's a good solid player for him to let his offense run through. So
yeah, I think
it's going to be pretty good. I do. I think it'll be solid.
I got Oklahoma right there as well, right?
Okay,
same next spot. So that's two. We got Oklahoma and what was it? Tennessee.
Yep. Yep.
Nice. And this is not pre-made. We didn't talk to each other about this. We didn't know, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I agree.
No, I think most people should know, except for what we discuss what our subjects are going to be like one day during the week. And the only other time I hear from Jerome is when he's bitching about Michigan's recruiting.
True. It's 100% true. That's 100% true. But going back to Oklahoma, I think I agree with you, Ray. I just think that they lost a lot of talent. They really did. Although Spencer Rattler was not playing good, they lost him as well. They lost the kid that's in USC now. But I do think that they did a pretty decent job keeping some talent and getting some talent as well. So I commend them for that. But they're not going to be anything that anybody's going to really talk about this year. They're going to get some wins and stuff like that. But it's not like how we're not going to see them how they were supposed to be last year. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
All right, number 12, Ray.
Number 12, I had Baylor.
Baylor? Okay.
I had Baylor 12.
Not mad at it.
Blake Shapen, their quarterback. I think he's a good, solid player. David Arenda is a good – I like their coach a lot, actually. I think he's a good, solid guy. I think that Baylor is, again, if their offense was a little bit better, if they were a little bit more athletic on offense, I would like them a little bit more than I do. So
definitely. My number 12 is after I did this entire list, after I finished it and I didn't change anything after that, I looked at, with a lot of APs and, ESPN, CBS, I looked at their rankings and kind of compared what I had. And this team was a lot higher than I had on. I was a little surprised. And that's NC State for me. I like NC State. I just don't trust them, honestly. That's why I have them at 12. But I think they're gonna be a solid team. I do think they're gonna be a really good solid team. I think they're better than Oklahoma right now, honestly, like as you see from my list. But yeah, I looked at a lot of lists. They had them like 8, 7, around that, and I was like, wow, that's surprising. Ray, do you have them on your list and higher?
I have them at number 11, actually.
Oh, okay, nice. There you go. So we're thinking about the same.
I mean, I like NC State. I like Devin Leary, their quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have another quarterback transferred in, Jack Chambers, who has a shot at maybe pushing. Maybe them two guys can push at each other.
Yeah.
I think they're good, solid players. I like NC State's defense. So
yeah, I think their defense is going to be what holds them for real. Yeah. So I agree with that. My number 11 is the team that you already said, Oklahoma State. Right, I think they're going to be good. I really like their quarterback. Their defense showed me something last year. I think they're going to rely on a running game. I forgot the running back's name, but I really like him. I can't think of it right now. But I think if they keep doing what they're doing and building off of that, man, I think Oklahoma State is going to really surprise people. And I got them just outside the top 10. So I have high hopes on them, and each year they've been steadily getting better and better and better. I think this is the year that they show something with these teams. So I like Oklahoma State here.
Okay.
All right, Ray, number 10.
Number 10, I have USC.
Okay.
Of course, Lincoln Riley's first year taking Caleb Williams from Oklahoma, which again, if I were running college football, I wouldn't let that happen. But again, it is what it is. If Caleb Williams was still at Oklahoma, you may switch USC and Oklahoma in the rankings, to be honest with you.
Yeah. No. And I think I had them higher. simply because of that reason. I'm glad that you have them. I'm glad that you have them under my team because actually, where I'm about to rank my team, I had them under USC honestly. So
Really?
man,
Why?
yeah, I'll explain in a
Why?
second. I'll explain in a second.
Okay, all right, all right,
I'll
all
explain
right.
in a second.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I like your rankings right there. What was that? 10.
10, yeah.
Okay, so my number 10 team is a team that I actually hate. It's like Michigan State. I have Michigan State here. I really do like Michigan State. They're very talented, which is very annoying. I actually think their team is better this year than last year. Um, simply because it's funny because what I'm about to say is very oxymoronic, but I think they're a better team because um what's his name, the running back that went to Seattle. Um, their running back that they had last year that destroyed us. He's not going to
oh God, dude.
see it now. Yeah, I'm blanking.
Yeah.
Me and Ray said this was talking about this last week where we know the player and we try to say it on live and then we can't. Thank you, Chris. Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth
Appreciate
Walker,
you.
yes.
Thank you, Chris.
Kenneth Walker, yes.
Me and Ray do this all the time. We go live. We know exactly who we're talking about. We go live and then it just comes out of our head. But anyway, Kenneth Walker, yes. Oh, thank you. He fit the third on there. Kenneth Walker the third, yes. I think they're not going to be as good because of Kenneth Walker, losing Kenneth Walker, but I think they're going to be better because of Kenneth Walker, and that sounds weird. But the reason why is that Kenneth Walker was a huge part of the offense last year. So I think that they're going to take a hit from that, but also they're going to start, like, throughout the year, I think they're going to discover a lot of their talent because I think this team is better from last year, if that makes sense. So
I do like Peyton Thorne, the quarterback. I think he's a good, solid college quarterback.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. So I got him at 10. I love the coach. I really do like the coach. I wish he wasn't at Michigan State, but he is. Tucker, Mr. Tucker. He's a good guy. He's a nice guy too. I watch a lot of stuff for recruiting. He does a lot of good stuff for recruiting. Which is why he's getting a lot of guys. Man.
It's funny. It's like with coaches, I kind of go by feel. I always feel like if I can tell if they really love what they do, then I really kind of like that guy. So
I agree. Let's get to the chat room real quick. Chris says, who will have a better season, Caleb Williams or Spencer Rattler? I think Williams. Yeah, 100%. He's literally the reason why I have USC a lot higher, honestly.
Not to mention he's not coming off a team where a guy named Rattler was rattled the whole year, basically. So
yeah, he saved that team a little bit last year.
He did.
It's the Big Ten, and we don't have good quarterbacks. Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, Ohio State. That's about
this year.
Yeah. But generally speaking, you're correct, Chris. You're definitely correct.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say that C.J. Stroud is a good player. So
yeah, he is. Actually, I think C.J. Stroud is the reason why y'all had as many wins y'all did last year, honestly, because he made some big throws. He made some big throws.
Player, man.
He was making when the Michigan Ohio State game, he was making some crazy throws in that game. Made me think, like, dude.
When is the last time you've seen Ohio State push the ball downfield the way they did last year?
I said that.
Never seen them do that before last year.
No, it was very scary, and they had the receivers to back it up too. I was like, man.
If Ohio State could get their defense to play a little bit better, man, they could win it all.
I'm gonna get to that. Definitely gonna get to that. All right, number 9, right? Who you got?
I got Oregon at number 9. It's funny, like you said when we were talking about Michigan State, and I said I could see Michigan State getting up to number 9, but I like Oregon. I like their athletes. The only thing I don't like is I hate Bo Nix. God, I hate that.
Yeah, I mean that's why I have him at 14.
Yeah, but he's athletic enough where
he
if he's being stupid, just run the ball and let him run the ball a little bit and dink and dunk as you can.
Just say, hey, that's quarterback number 2. All right,
it is. It's still from Ohio State, though. That's a jump. Name the last good Ohio State quarterback. Elvis Grbac? That's 30 years ago, man.
Yeah, I agree. We had this conversation. Me and Ray probably had this conversation last week. So, Ray, number 9. I have my team, Michigan.
Okay.
If you watch this podcast, you know how I feel about my team. I The reason why I have them number 9 because I don't think they're gonna be as bad as a lot of people think. And Ray, I commend you for having them a lot higher than I do actually. Well, I don't know if it's a lot higher, but I commend you for having them higher than me. The reason why is that I think the reason I have them 9 instead of higher than that is because the last year we had elite pass rush. We got good pass rush now. We have elite, and then also this year is going to be a little bit more of a quarterback controversy more than last year. Where last year you had JJ McCaffrey, and he was just as a gadget guy. Now he might be in the starting lineup, so I'm going to be curious about how that plays out. And me and Ray talked about that last week on our podcast, so I'm not going to get too much into it. I'm going to save the rest of the comments for you, Ray, when you get to them. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. I got him at 9, man, and I got him in my top 10. I'm happy about that. I think we can get up maybe 1 or 2 more spots, but for now, I'm just gonna stay humble. Keep him at 9. I think we at a good spot. All right, number 8 for you, right? Who you got?
I have Utah at number 8.
There you go. We got another one.
There you go.
Got another one. Let's go. So I actually alluded to this earlier. I have Utah actually a spot higher than Michigan. I just think they're a better team right now. I mean, what's his name? Sunrise or whatever his name, quarterback. I call him Sunrise all the time.
Cameron Rising.
There you go. I don't know why I call him Sunrise, but Cameron Rising. I think he's a solid guy, man. He's a good kid. I think he's only gonna plateau higher. I don't think he's gonna get lower. I hope not, at least. Running game solid. Defense is always great every year. They are losing a big piece of their defense, their leader and Devin Lloyd, who I absolutely loved, and I was wishing the Eagles got him. But yeah. Chris says Justin Fields, by the way, Chicago is doing him dirty. I don't know about I don't know if it's Chicago doing him dirty, Chris, and I'm not just trying to be biased with him, but you do have a point with Justin Fields as far as a college quarterback. I give you that.
No, Justin Fields is a good college quarterback.
Yeah.
I think when it's all said and done, he'll be a good pro too. I think
he got. I don't know about good, but I think he's gonna be at least solid. Like I think he's gonna stay a starter at least.
I mean, people got to remember, Elvis Grbac was a really good college quarterback who won a lot of games at Ohio State.
Yeah.
So I mean, I still go back to I think that Elvis Grbac was a really good, but I do think he has a chance to be very good. So
yeah, I mean, in my if it make I'm about to say Ray, Chris, if this make you feel better, I think his floor is Tannehill. I think that's his floor. So he can only be higher than that. So I think his floor is Tannehill. I don't think he could be worse than Tannehill. So I'll give you that, Chris.
I think the difference is that I think that Stroud is way more better as a passer.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And that's where, and I think Grbac was a better passer too.
Definitely.
So
all right, Ray,
I know the league is into more athletic guys now, but I always look for guys that are accuracy over everything else first and foremost. So
I agree. Ray, I'm gonna let you talk about Utah. I ain't let you get to that.
No, I have Utah. I like Cameron Rising. I like their quarterback. I like Kyle Whittingham, their coach. I think they're a good, solid program. They're very athletic, usually on both sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. Again, if they were the only reason I'm a little afraid of them is their defense is not as good as it has been the last few years.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and like I said, they lost. I still think their defense is good, but it's not as good, like you said.
No, they've lost a lot of depth there, and I think that they're one of them teams where their defense will be okay, but they do still need to recruit a little better than they have been the last couple of years.
Yeah, he says Fields is a better athlete and Shaw is a better passer. 100%.
I agree with that 100%, but I would rather have a guy who is the passer that can push the ball downfield, and you
Yeah.
see Stroud do that a lot more. So
Correct. All right, number 7, right? Who you got?
I have Michigan at number 7.
Ooh,
I think the Michigan. I have Michigan at 7. I could see Michigan finishing anywhere from 7 to 5. I can. I think that people are underestimating that Michigan still is a good offensive line. They're still a good offensive team. They still have good.
Yeah.
You could argue that McNamara's not that good or McCaffrey's not that good, but they're still solid quarterbacks at the college level. And I don't expect Michigan to fall off the face of the earth as far as running the ball. Jim Harbaugh, and like I've heard people criticize that Harbaugh ran the ball too much last year. No, that's Michigan. No. Leave them and him alone, man. Okay.
Yeah, dude. Because the last few years before that, they was passing it way.
Yeah, he was like acting like thought he was Bill Walsh.
Yeah,
You're not.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
Harbaugh, man. It's Michigan. Yeah. Run the football.
100%.
And all these fans are like, oh, well, why would a quarterback want to go there and hand the ball off 25, 30 times? Do you want to win or do you want to look good losing?
I agree.
If you're going to win at Michigan, you're going to run the ball. Okay?
Yeah. 100% agree. Yeah. I agree with them.
I mean, honestly, you can say that about any team.
Chris, I hate you.
What do you say?
You said I agree with them. Let Shea Patterson go. I hate you.
No, but like, except for Ohio State, name a Big Ten team that don't win running the ball.
No, you're 100% right, Ray. You're 100% right. 100% right. All right, number 7. So this is another team that I was very surprised that this team is very low. And Ray, you must have them higher or not on your list at all. But this team right here, I put my list down. I looked at the AP and all that stuff. They had this team in the teens. I'm like, have you not looked at their defense? And I'm gonna talk to Clemson. I got Clemson at number 7. They still got Sweeney, however you say his name.
Never Sweeney.
Yeah, they still got Sweeney, very good coach. DJ Ukalua, I think he's good. And if you don't want to have him and you don't play well, you got Cade Klubnik, who we interviewed him. I think we've been following him for a while. 5-star recruit, really good quarterback, number 1 quarterback in the class last year. If DJ don't play well, pick Klubnik in, put him in early. I don't care. Like, I think this team's gonna really thrive on their defense, and their defense look insane. And then if DJ don't play up to it, and I had high hope for DJ last year. Maybe he'll bounce back this year. I think their offensive line is a little bit better, so that might help. But yes, Ray, do you have them on your list?
I do. I have them higher than that, though.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, I'll let you talk about them there. But Ray, who you got at number 6?
I have Notre Dame at number 6.
Whoa! Wow. I got them higher.
Okay. Well, I have them number 6 right now. A lot of it is going to depend on how the quarterback plays this year, Tyler Buchner. If he ascends and becomes a better player, they could be a better team. But again, until I see it, I'm not going to. I want Notre Dame to be in a playoff team. Everybody knows that. That's the goal. That's the wish. Yeah. And I think Tyler Buchner is a talented athlete. Until I see him put it all together on the field, though, I'll wait and see what happens.
Yeah. All right, number 6. I actually got USC here. This is where I was telling you about that. I got USC. I got them at 6. The reason why is that strictly on basically their offense. I think that Lincoln Riley is going to make them look better than they probably are. They got he got his quarterback from Oklahoma, so they got the chemistry there. USC got better receivers. They brought in a lot of really good talent there. I think they're going to be a good team. I know, Ray, that you don't really like USC like that too, but I think that they're going to be better. Their defense is going to be better. Offensive line, I'm still not sure about, but I think that Williams is going to kind of cover up a little bit for the defensive season, better than Slovic would.
Kind of agree with you, but I think that if you look at their schedule,
they do got a tough schedule.
It's not hard, but there are some.
Yeah.
They play Notre Dame. They play at UCLA, at Utah, at Oregon State, at Stanford. They're not real extremely hard
Yeah,
games.
they're not like world beater teams, but
you know what I mean? Like they're going to have to outscore teams for sure. And until I see them do that, I mean, I know Lincoln Riley is a good offensive mind. He absolutely is.
Correct.
When I see him achieve something as a head coach, then I'll become a believer.
All right, cool. Well, let's get to number 5. I'm going to just say it now because you already said you had him at 6. I got him at 5. Notre Dame.
Okay.
So for the same reasons you did, so I only got them slightly higher. I think they're going to be a good team. I always think, Notre Dame's a good team. I really like their coach. I really want to see how he does with this team. So, I had him a little bit higher. Let's see. Chris says, excited to see Malachi Nelson, when he finally gets there. I interviewed him. Yes, you did. You definitely interviewed him. He's doing. I don't know, Chris, if you've been watching, but he's in the Elite 11. He's doing really good there. I think he was ranked number 2 quarterback there for day 1. So if you want to check him out, Chris, definitely check him out during the Elite 11. He was also at the overtime 7-on-7 game where he was looking fantastic there too. So if you want to check out that stuff, he's doing really well. All right, Ray, who you got number 5?
I have Texas A&M.
Up
number 5.
Wow. I got him 1 spot higher. I'm just gonna spoil it now. I got him 1 spot higher. But go ahead.
I have them at number 5. I like Jimbo Fisher. I wish he didn't cry about stuff that we already know. Yeah. But I think Jimbo Fisher's a good coach. I'm not a big fan of Max Johnson. I think he's a good, solid quarterback. But we'll see. But I do think that Texas A&M is an athletic team. So
Yeah, Ray, I agree with that. I already spoiled it. I got him at number 4, so we're in the same kind of line of what we're thinking. I mean, we've been saying this since last year that they're a very, very talented team, and they keep recruiting really well. I think this year is the year that it's going to start really showing. So, interesting to see how they do, man. Interesting to see how they do. Mm-hmm. What was that? Number 4, 5? All right. I already told you my number 4, so go ahead, Ray.
I have Clemson number 4.
Nice. I figured you had him around here.
Yeah, I have him at number 4. I think that, again, Ugalele, or however you say his last name, I think I'm looking for him again to get his feet back under him. And, they also brought in Hunter Johnson, who transferred to them.
Yeah.
Who's a good, solid quarterback. So I think either way, but Clemson's another team. Run the ball. Even when you had a studded quarterback, everything worked off of that good, solid run game, and then spread teams out, and then pick your poison. I do think that even though I like CJ, JT. I don't think you should treat him like he's Trevor Lawrence and think should be a part of the run game. I think you run the ball, and let him take shots downfield because that's what his arm should be doing. So,
correct. Yeah. I agree, Ray. I think that you have to run the ball, rely on that defense. Again, that defense is good. Like they got some, like almost the whole defense is almost 5 stars, right? Like they got their defense is stacked. Like you're going to see a lot of their guys in the next couple of drafts.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that you rely on that. You got DJ there. If you don't pan out, you got even Hunter, like you said. Hunter's another solid quarterback. Or if you want to pull the ranks early and let Klubnik start, which I follow Klubnik a lot, so I know that a lot of their fans are really raving for him and really want him to start actually over DJ. I don't think that's a good idea. But hey, if DJ don't perform in the first few games, then you got Klubnik, let him come in and let him, start his tenure early and get some experience early. So
we'll see.
I like it. Yeah, I do. I agree. What was that? Number 4. I spoiled number 4 already. So number 3, Ray. I pretty sure our next 3 are either going to be same or very, very close. But who
Yeah,
you got there?
I have Georgia number 3.
Oh, okay. Maybe I was wrong. I don't have Georgia 3. I had them higher.
Okay.
Okay.
I think Kirby Smart is a good coach.
Yeah.
I still think if Alabama's receivers don't get hurt, he doesn't win last year. But I do think Kirby Smart is a good coach. But I'm not going to. Georgia was they won the national title last year. Kudos to them. But I don't think they really have a shot at winning it this year. So,
Okay.
I think the first game against Alabama, well, that's what really bothers me. Alabama and Georgia don't play each other during the regular season.
I know.
That annoys me. I'm not going to lie. That annoys the heck out of me. Okay.
Alabama never play anybody.
You're the 2 best teams in the conference.
Yeah.
They should play each other. Okay. But whatever. I think but whenever Alabama does play Georgia, they will smash them.
I agree. I got number 3. I got Ohio State, which you probably have at 2. I got them at 3 only because, and Chris.
Because you hate Ohio State.
Yes, I do. That's just no. But I got them 3. You can't be mad at me and have them at 3. But the reason why I have them at 3.
Well,
I think the quarterbacks got a lot of good receivers. I'm concerned about their defense still. I got to see a little bit more from the defense because their defense is not good that way.
Here's what I want to do. I don't know if Chris and Remy are still with us. If they are though, Chris and Remy, how you feeling about Jerome's number 3 pick?
I got him at 3. That don't mean that I don't.
Come on, Chris. I know you're still there. But what do you think?
That don't mean I don't think their defense is trash. I gave them
you do.
ranking. I got them over my favorite team by six spots. Okay?
Oh, so you picked them over Michigan?
Ooh. Yes, I did. 6 spots.
So did everybody else.
You should be happy. I admitted that on live television right now. Like I admitted it.
Chris is like, when you're recruiting, you're lucky that you don't feel like.
Dude, they're under Alabama and Georgia. Okay, come on, give me some slack here. Okay, again, it's not, and it's not me saying that their defense is going to be bad or a bad defense. I'm concerned with the defense. The defense is their Achilles heel last year, and I don't think they improved that much this year with their defense. Honestly, let's just say that. But I still got them 3. I think CJ scares the crap out of me, man. I told you how he was looking against Michigan last year. I thought they were going to come back at some point because just the way he was throwing it, the wide receivers, and man, it was tough. I mean, and the reason why I say I'm not sure about Michigan because we had an elite pass rush, and that was the reason why he couldn't get a lot of throws off because we had an elite pass rush, and our offensive line let them down. I think they're going to be better this year. So I got them 6 best higher than my team. I hate to say it, but I do. Okay, I admit it. Okay. All right. Right. Who you got at number 2?
I will have to say number 2. I do. Okay. I think that Ohio State, their quarterback is really talented, as everybody knows. I think that if Georgia and Alabama didn't have to play each other at the end of the year, I could see Georgia maybe being number 2. But when it's all said and done, I don't think they'll finish higher than Ohio State. I just don't. So,
respect. Okay, that's a good point, actually, Ray. I got Georgia number 2. Again, the reason why I had them there is that they're a very talented team, right? They got together. I think. And Ray, it's funny because we were talking about this a few years ago, maybe like 2 years ago, and we was like, man, Georgia do not use their tight ends. I think this year they're going to use their tight ends. Their tight ends are talented.
Yeah, they should. And the thing is that they're not going to be as strong running the ball. So they probably should throw the ball. The only problem is that they have Stetson Bennett, and he stinks.
You're right. I do think their defense is going to be, again, we talked about this before too. I think their defense is going to have a little hiccup, a little slow start. It's going to be very Alabama like last year, where Alabama started off kind of slow. They was getting it wasn't Alabama like last year, blowing people out like you would think they would. I think that's gonna how Georgia's gonna start off, and then they're gonna get hot later on. Lost a lot of talent, but they still have a lot of talent. So I'm not too concerned with them.
Here's the thing: in order for your rankings to play out at the end of the year, because this is what we're looking at. I mean, early on doesn't matter.
Correct.
At the end of the year,
exactly.
Everybody would say, Alabama would either be 1 or 2.
Correct.
And here's the thing: if Alabama plays Georgia in the championship game, and say they're undefeated, the only way both of them would finish over Ohio State is if Ohio State loses a game or two, and they lose a really close game to Alabama, which isn't going to happen.
No, you're right, Ray. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. So I respect you for that, and you're right. You are right about that. You are. All right. And then number 1, Alabama. Yeah. Cream of the crop. Gonna get back into it. Let me state something real quick. I was looking at this earlier today. I'm sorry. Is it Ohio State? No, Alabama. Eli Ricks. I like Eli Ricks a lot. Jermaine Burton. They got Jeremiah Alexander. They got Shaz Princeton. They got the kid from Georgia Tech who's really good. Gibbs, that running back. I like him, Ray. I like him a lot. And you guys almost forgot that Will Anderson's still on that team. That team is good, bro.
That's the thing. Like, they used the portal to basically go out there and fill a couple roster needs that they had. And again, getting Jahmyr Gibbs, getting Tyler Harrell, Jermaine Burton, Tyler Steen, Eli Ricks to add to an already pretty talented team to go along with Bryce Young. I mean, wow. Some teams just get richer, man, and they just walk out the door and players.
And it's so funny because like Nick Saban is complaining.
Well, that's what I didn't understand about the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, man, we all know that people are going to probably use the portal and the NIL as a recruiting crutch. We know that. But Alabama to complain about that, you get great team players, recruit great players every year. You get great players that want to transfer to you every year. You stole a wide receiver from Ohio State 2 years ago, who, if you wouldn't have got hurt last year, you probably wouldn't have won another national title.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, of all the people that should just keep their mouth shut and let the cards fall where they fall, it should be Nick Saban.
Yeah, man.
We all know that Nick Saban's a great coach. And we obviously know that he recruits great players. Dude, you're at a big time advantage. Shh.
No, right. I agree 100%. And yeah, they're stacked right now, man. And they're one of those teams that name alone, status alone, championship alone, coach alone, they're gonna get guys. Everybody know Alabama, man. So like,
I mean, not to mention every year you get 10, 15 players get drafted from the team.
Yeah.
I mean, what's not to like?
Exactly.
I mean, I dislike Alabama very much. And so I
like the talent. I just get tired of seeing the same teams all the time. I think that's my main thing with them.
Yeah,
like, Nick Saban. I'm not too hot on him either. I know a lot of people love him. He's a really good coach. I would never disrespect him. I'm not too hot on him. I don't hate him, but like, he's like okay, like
he's man, he is what he is. He's one of the great defensive back coaches ever. Yeah. And it's a great defensive mind. And again, he has every advantage now. Don't get me wrong. He helped create that advantage. That's where I'll give him his credit.
Yeah. So, I get it. Sometimes maybe there's a guy that you're in love with and you're like, we're Alabama. We're probably going to get him. But then you don't because, NIL now. So I get being annoyed by that. But at the same time, like, you're –
dude, for For every one 5-star player that he doesn't get, he's going to get 3 to take their place. So what is the problem?
He probably already got like 5 on the roster already.
He's talking about guys that were like 4 or 5-star players, guys that were already good in other teams that transferred to his team.
Mm-hmm.
What is he complaining about?
Yeah. But that is our top 25 guys. If you liked it, make sure you hit that like button down there. If you enjoyed it, if you want to put some comments in here, you don't like how our rankings were, let us know, man. If you think I was a little too biased, if you think Ray's a little too biased, man, let us know, man. I think honestly, Ray, it's funny because I have Michigan lower than you, and I have Notre Dame higher than you. So it could have been that biased because, I mean,
honestly, if I were being biased, Alabama would be 28.
I agree.
I mean,
you probably wouldn't have USC wouldn't be on your list.
USC would have been on, like, I have 3 sheets of notes here. That wouldn't be on any of them. Like, man. I know some people that have USC higher than that. I think you had a little bit higher than that.
I had him at 6, yeah.
I just think that before I think Lincoln Riley is that guy, I want to see him do it. That's all.
I agree. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. But yeah, guys, this was fun, right? I like doing this ranking, man. And I'm very curious to see how.
You know what? Here's an idea. Maybe next week we do. I don't know what else you have planned. You can let me know later this week. But maybe we give the top 5 or 10 college football coaches. I mean, like I said, Nick Saban, obviously. I mean, man, you could argue that he's not the best coach of college football. It's kind of a dumb argument at this point, but you could argue it if you want. I mean, I'm a bigger Ryan Day fan than a lot of people are.
Yeah, I think. But again,
don't get me wrong, dude. It's really easy. It's really easy to say, oh, well, they're Ohio State. They're great. They're always going to recruit well.
Yeah,
that was Alabama, but they were down for a few years.
I will say this. I'm a Michigan fan, but I am a football fan. So I try my best to give people their roses. Ryan Day's definitely growing on me. He's growing on me.
And as far as this, compare Ryan Day as a person compared to Urban Meyer, I'll take Ryan Day 7 days till Sunday, dude.
Oh man, that's funny. That is hilarious. But that's gonna do it for us today, guys. Again, thank y'all for coming in. Make sure you hit that QR code right down there if you want to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It has all our social media on there as well: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Facebook, Twitter. That's the one I missed. Make sure you go hit that like button. So make sure you follow us on there. You got some great content on there. A lot of player interviews that we talk about. We interview like Makai Nelson and Klubnik, Kate Klubnik. So make sure you check us out, man. We got some great stuff on both of those channels. Listen to our interviews. Make sure you go on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. You can find all that great stuff on there as well. And make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification button. So when you do go in here, you can go on live and get your comments on her, like Remy and Chris. So we do appreciate you, Ohio State fans, being in the chat room. But it's great. It was always great having you guys. And if you guys want to chime in, you definitely can. If you can't watch live, you can definitely go back on our YouTube channel, watch it later, and put your comments down at the bottom. Let us know how we did on our rankings, man. So I'm Jerome Jones. This is Ray Roberts. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night. Stay safe, and we see you later. Peace.